Since the beginning of American history, there have been a wide variety of gender roles that have been associated with male and females. Going back to the Civil War, men would fight in the war, while women would stay at home and wait for the men to come home. Let's jump to the 1950s, where the American family was widely publicized on television. During the 50s and 60s, it was very common for the man to go out and work and provide for the family, while the woman would stay at home and do household activities and care for the children. Here's an excerpt from a 1950s high school home economics textbook teaching girls how to prepare for married life. Have dinner ready. Plan ahead, even the night before, to have a delicious meal on time. This is a way of letting him know that you have been thinking about him and are concerned about his needs. Most men are hungry when they come home, and the prospects of a good meal are part of the warm welcome needed. The main goal of the chapter? To try to make your home a place of peace and order where your husband can relax. Over the years, times have changed some, and women have become more career-oriented. However, men still dominate the workplace in terms of employment and job level. In 1995, there were 3,361,000 secretaries in the United States. Out of these, 98.5% were women. Men also seem to have an advantage in terms of job opportunity and positions, as well as compensation. According to Benocrates, in the teaching field, the highest rank of professor has only 24% women, and the lowest rank of instructor, 52% are women. Benocrates also states that in 2007, women who worked a full-time, year-round job had a median income of $35,102. This compares with an average salary of $45,113 for men. Let's move to where gender roles all begins, the moment you are born. When a baby is born, if it is a girl, it is traditionally wrapped in pink, and if it's a boy, it's traditionally wrapped in blue. Throughout growing up, it stays similar that pink is more a girl color and blue is more a boy color. If a boy likes pink and wears it to school a lot, he could be subject to harsh ridicule and get teased heavily by his peers, since it is not considered normal for a boy to like the color pink. At Washington High School in Massillon, Ohio, newborn baby boys that are born within the school district lines get a miniature football with the high school logo on it the minute that they are born. This shows that it is an expectation that all boys are supposed to play football when they get older. Playing sports is a common stereotype for boys, whereas playing with dolls and dressing up is a common stereotype for girls. Let's now move to the number one influencer of gender roles in our society, the media. In today's society, it seems that thin is definitely in. This is especially true in the fashion industry. Notice how skinny this model is. Many girls and young women believe that this is what it takes to be attractive because they see it all the time in the media. This has led to numerous problems, including eating disorders and other health-related sicknesses. Let's take a look at Apple's recent Mac ads. The Mac is supposed to be the slim, fit, cool-looking guy in the black jeans and button-down shirt, while the lame PC is overweight, has glasses, and looks kind of dorky. This particular ad adds girls to the mix, showing the Mac with an attractive girl and the PC with one that looks like a man. While Apple is conveying that getting a Mac is cool, it is also putting out an image of what a guy should look like to be cool. Here's another ad that supports the gender role of males being athletic and tough, so to speak. In this ad, National Football League quarterback Brett Favre is shown endorsing Wrangler jeans while throwing a football. Many companies use athletes to promote their products because the thinking is that all men want to be like them. Out of all the shows on television, most of them feature only fit, attractive people. However, you'll see quite a few shows that have an overweight, kind of goofy guy as a main character. This is nearly never the case for women. I can think of a lot of shows off the top of my head that have fat husbands and skinny wives, but I can't think of a single one that's the opposite. This promotes, yet more underlying, that women need to have a certain image in society more than men do. Women being portrayed as sex objects has become increasingly abundant in today's media. In most ads, including this one, the woman is laid out for what it looks like whatever desires the nicely, fully clothed man wants. According to MedianWomen.org, a 1997 advertising study showed that white women in roughly 62% of ads were dressed in bikinis, underwear, or other sexually suggestive clothing. The same was true for 53% of black women. For men, however, it was only 25%. The study also showed that women represented stances of powerlessness way more often than men did. It has also become more common for women to be advertised in a situation that could be considered rape. Notice how there are 4 men in this ad, 2 with their shirts off, all standing over and pinning down a helpless woman. This ad can also relate back to men's perceived dominance in society. Using women's sexuality has also increasingly become prevalent in advertising things most people wouldn't ever think about sexually, such as eating food. This new ad campaign from Burger King uses a lot of sexual innuendos and shows females acting them out. Compare this to the average ad from Burger King 20 years ago. As you can see, over time, women have become more and more used as sex objects in order to sell products. MTV, one of the most popular TV stations among teens, shows music videos and other programs regularly. According to MedianWomen.org, MTV regularly shows girls and women in the traditional role of the sex object. They are shown in many features on Going Wild in Spring Break and many sexual suggestive music videos. One study showed that when men are in the background of a music video, they usually are most often fully clothed. However, when women are in the background, approximately half the time they are dressed in ways that expose or focus on their breasts and rear ends. In this particular video, rapper Eminem is seen floating through a sea of half-naked women. Let's take a look at the portrayal of women in sports. Men have numerous professional sports that are highly followed by fans. Women, however, have far less, and the ones that they do have are way less popular than the male sports. Here's a look at the Lingerie Football League for women. The rules of the game are the same, except they have a different helmet, very small shoulder pads, which of course don't cover up the breast, and no other padding. Oh, and they all play in their underwear. These games attract mostly all male attendings who, according to user chat boards, don't care at all about who wins, but just want to see hot girls in their underwear. Also, these games are shown on the high-grossing entertainment network MTV rather than a sports network where mostly all other sporting events are shown. WWE is a wrestling foundation that is focused on entertainment. Its audience ranges from kids to adults and is almost all male. The men in wrestling are macho and in control, while the women are usually portrayed as helpless and are always in skimpy clothing. There have been instances where the male wrestler has made a female wrestler get on her knees and bark, or even made her walk around on a chain. It seems that most of the time, the women are only there as sexual purposes for the male wrestlers. The WWE also has 2 wrestlers that are portrayed as gay. During the wrestling matches, they are usually made fun of or beaten up and are always the loser. It seems that they're enforcing the stereotype that men are supposed to be macho and manly, and not homosexual. Let's take a glimpse into how these gender roles in the media might have affected people. From this past Halloween, here's a picture of 2 girls in Halloween costumes. A Halloween costume similar to these was very common among college girls on Halloween night. Let's compare these girls' outfits to the guy outfits on the same night. Notice that the girl outfits are skimmer and sexier, while the guys' outfits fully cover themselves and are of cartoon characters. Gender roles are a huge part of our society. They're easy to notice if you just look a little closer.